Hello everyone, I'm Eric, and welcome to Forbidden Files Asia. Today's story takes us back to Hong Kong, 2008. It began as a simple missing person report, just another case among thousands filed every year. But what unfolded was a haunting reflection of how a young girl's dream turned into a tragedy hidden beneath the city's neon lights. Her name was Wong Kame. She was only 16. Her disappearance would expose a web of online manipulation, false promises, and the loneliness of youth in one of Asia's busiest cities. On April 29, 2008, Hong Kong police received a call from a woman in Tai Po. Her younger sister had left home 2 days earlier and never returned. That missing girl was Kame. Wong Kame was born in 1992 in Chenzhou, a city in China's Hunan province. Her parents separated when she was young, and her mother later remarried a Hong Kong man. For years, Kame lived apart from her family, studying in a boarding school on the mainland. She wrote letters to her mother, saying how much she wanted to join them. In 2005, at the age of 13, she finally arrived in Hong Kong. She moved into a small apartment with her mother and older sister, ready to start a new life. She soon enrolled in a local secondary school and adjusted faster than anyone expected. Teachers remembered her as polite and bright, often finishing near the top of her class. She volunteered at the library, joined speech contests, and dreamed of becoming a model one day. But not everything was perfect. Her Mandarin accent made her stand out in a Cantonese-speaking school. Some classmates teased her, others ignored her. Slowly, she became quieter, often eating lunch alone or sitting in the library during breaks. That quiet distance may have looked harmless, but it grew into something deeper: isolation. And when you're 16, feeling invisible can make the world outside seem more welcoming than the one you live in. In early 2008, Kame suddenly dropped out of school. No one knew why. Not her teachers, not even her mother. She just said she wanted to find her own path. It was a decision that would lead her into the heart of a trap. After leaving school, Kame decided to chase her dream of becoming a model. She joined a private modeling course that promised professional training and a path to fame. The brochures showed glossy photos of young girls smiling under bright studio lights. It all looked real, too real to doubt. She worked part-time at a fast food shop to pay for the lessons, spending nearly all she earned on course fees. The company encouraged her to take extra sessions, makeup, posing, photo shoots, each costing more than the last. They even claimed that if she did well, she could sign with a real agency. But it was all an illusion. The agency was little more than a scam that preyed on ambition. When she ran out of money, they accused her of breaking her contract and demanded 50,000 Hong Kong dollars. Soon after, debt collectors began calling. One day, she told a friend she was spared someone might post her photos online. She didn't say what kind of photos, only that she shouldn't have trusted them. At 16, she was alone, under pressure, and afraid. She didn't want to tell her mother. She thought she could solve it herself. So she went online, searching for help, or maybe for escape. On an online discussion forum popular with Hong Kong youth, Kame posted a short message: "I need help. I need money, fast." That was the early age of social networks, when people believed in anonymous connections. In that space, a new subculture was quietly growing: compensated dating, where money and companionship blurred into something more dangerous. Kame likely didn't see it as risk. She thought it was temporary, a quick way to clear her debt, nothing more. She told herself it wasn't permanent, that she could still go back to school later. But once you enter that world, you rarely control how far it takes you. Investigators later found evidence that she had met several men through online posts in the weeks before she disappeared. She probably thought she could handle it, that she was still making her own choices. A few days after Kame's disappearance was reported, police received their first tip. A man named Ah Bong came forward. He claimed he had met Kame through an online forum after seeing her post asking for financial help. He told investigators that their first meeting was sometime in mid-April in Yau Ma Tei. She looked quiet, polite, but uneasy. He admitted that they met a few more times afterward. The last meeting, he said, was on April 27th, the day she went missing. Ah Bong said they met near Sham Shui Po Station and later went to a small guest house. He claimed Kame seemed troubled that night, saying someone was pushing her too hard. According to him, they mostly talked. "I just wanted to comfort her," he told police. She looked lost. He said they parted the next morning. He gave her some cash, she left, and that was the last time he saw her. Police verified his statement. Phone records confirmed that he called Kame again the next day, but she never answered. After reviewing his schedule and alibi, investigators eventually cleared him of suspicion. Still, something about his story lingered. It revealed a pattern. Kame had been reaching out to strangers online, perhaps more than anyone realized, and her phone records pointed to another number, one that would lead investigators straight into the heart of the case. That number belonged to a prepaid SIM card, one that could be bought anonymously, leaving no trace of who used it. But police tracked the card's sale to a small shop on Temple Street, Yau Ma Tei, the same area where Kame had been meeting people. Then came the second witness. A man named Tsai Yin Tak told police that his friend, a 24-year-old named Ting Kai Tai, had said something chilling. "I killed someone." At first, Tsai didn't take it seriously. Ting was known for drinking, using drugs, and talking big. But this time, his tone was different. His voice shaking, his words hurried. Tsai recalled that the night before, Ting had been out with friends, drinking and partying. They dropped him off at home around dawn. Hours later, he called Tsai, sounding panicked. He said he had met a young woman, and when he woke up, she was gone, but not in the way people leave. Days later, when Tsai saw the missing person poster for Wong Kame, his heart sank. The description matched exactly what Ting had said. That was when he decided to go to the police. The statement from Tsai Yin Tak gave police the breakthrough they needed. Phone records, the prepaid SIM card, and witness testimony all pointed toward one man, Ting Kai Tai. Ting was 24, unemployed, and living in a tiny subdivided flat in Yan Fat Building, an old block in Shek Kip Mei. It was the same neighborhood where Kame's phone had last sent a signal before going silent. Police began surveillance around the building. Days later, they saw Ting returning home and made their move. He was arrested at the entrance without resistance. His roommate, a man known as Ah Fai, was also taken in for questioning. Inside the flat, officers found chaos, clothes everywhere, food containers on the floor, the air damp and stale. The bathroom curtain and parts of a chair were stained with dark marks. Tests later confirmed they were human blood. At first, Ting denied everything. He said he didn't know Wong Kame, had never met her, and had nothing to do with the missing girl. But when confronted with the forensic results, his expression changed. Police also checked immigration records and confirmed Ah-Fai had been out of Hong Kong at the time of Kame's disappearance. With that, he was cleared, leaving Ting as the only suspect. After hours of silence in the interrogation room, Ting finally spoke. "I want to tell you what happened," he said quietly. Ting told investigators that he had met Kame through an online forum. She said she needed money, so he agreed to meet her. They met near Sham Shui Po Station, had a meal together, and went back to his flat. He said she looked sad, that she talked about how tired she was of life in the city. He admitted they both used some substances to relax, and then everything became a blur. "When I woke up," Ting said, "she wasn't breathing." He claimed it was an accident, that he panicked and didn't know what to do. But instead of calling the police, he tried to hide what had happened. When officers pressed him on what that meant, he lowered his head and muttered, "I cleaned up." To the detectives, that was enough. Forensics had already confirmed that Kame's DNA was in his apartment, but now they had something stronger, a confession, even if it was incomplete. Still, one crucial question remained: where was Wong Kame? That answer would come soon, and it would horrify the entire city. After the confession, investigators searched every part of Ting's apartment again. Every wall, every pipe, every drain. The old building had no proper blueprints, its plumbing twisted like a maze, but the team refused to stop. Days later, deep inside one of the drainage lines, they found traces of human tissue. Laboratory tests confirmed what they already feared. It was Wong Kame. The discovery shocked Hong Kong. News reports flooded the city, describing what investigators had found in the old building's drainage system. It became clear that the suspect hadn't just tried to hide what happened, he had tried to erase every trace of it. Forensics confirmed that the material recovered matched the missing girl's DNA. And what horrified the public most was how far the suspect went to conceal his crime. He had admitted to destroying evidence in the most unimaginable way, trying to make it disappear through the building's plumbing, and even discarding what was left among ordinary refuse at a nearby market. When that detail reached the headlines, Hong Kong froze. People whispered that they had walked past the same market, the same street, never realizing what had been hidden in plain sight. For a city used to fast headlines and short memories, this case felt different. Ting Kai Tai was charged with murder and the unlawful disposal of evidence. During the trial, his lawyer argued that he had been under the influence of drugs, that it was all a tragic accident. The prosecution disagreed, pointing out how carefully he had tried to erase every trace of what he'd done. After weeks of testimony, the jury reached a unanimous verdict: guilty. Ting was sentenced to life imprisonment. Wong Kame's case became a wake-up call for Hong Kong. It revealed how easily vulnerable teens could be drawn into online manipulation, fake opportunities, and financial traps. After the case, youth organizations began speaking openly about the dangers of modeling scams and digital exploitation. But for Kame, change had come too late. Her story isn't just about a crime. It's about a city that looked away until it was too late. Behind every headline, there's a life that could have gone another way if someone had noticed sooner, cared sooner, or simply asked if she was okay. If there's one thing to remember from this case, it's this: sometimes the smallest act of attention can save a life that's already slipping away. I'm Eric, and this is Forbidden Files Asia. Thank you for watching.